Well, hi there, and welcome to South Wales. Today, we're at Gavin Griffiths Recycling, and we're going to have a look around this wash plant that we have on site here today. So Danny, first time I've ever been in one of these places. Can you tell me what's going on here?
George, what we have here, we're up in the press house here, up in Griffiths, and up here with the two, we've got two twin filter presses going on up here, which is very unique in itself. We're one of the first to push the concept of having two filter presses.
Right. And how many plates are in these presses, Danny?
George, what we have is we have two filter presses with 140 plates, 1.5 by 1.5.
Right. So that gives you a really, and the end product coming out of these, Danny?
George, we've got the ability to get the cake drier than any other filter press on the market today, which makes it, dry cake, the byproduct coming back out, it makes it easy to handle. Previously, before, the problems were wet cake, centrifuges, other types of filter presses, they just cannot get the cake dry enough.
Right. Tell me, I see you've got two in here, Danny, as you explained. Is the reason for two, can it help with backup and stuff like that, if anything was to happen, or?
George, what it gives us the ability to do is two filter presses, two smaller filter presses, over one very large filter press. It gives us the ability to have faster cycle times.
Right.
So for the customer, he's getting faster return. It's quite simple, the concept. One is filling and one is dropping cake at the same time. So you've got them running simultaneously, but one is filling up with sludge whilst the other one is dropping. So it's a non-stop process, and this cuts out this eliminates the need to be running cycles into the evening where problems can occur with filter presses in the past.
Sure.
So the customer is getting the return for much faster cycle times.
Fantastic. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, George.
The wash plant, and there's some things I can't believe how clean some of the material is to begin with. But could you tell me, see this thing that we're looking at here, Danny, what is that?
A lot of people ask that question, George. What this unit is here, this is the Matec patented rotosieve. This gives us the ability, George, to clean the water a lot finer than anybody else. And this has been a big thing on recycled material. The ability to clean the material a lot better.
So it's a huge thing.
It's a big advancement. This is our first one installed into a UK plant, and this gives us the ability. As you can see, George, around the products, they're much cleaner than anything's gone before on recycled aggregates or sand.
All right.
So this is a biggie for us, and we're going to put this throughout all our wash plants up and coming into the UK installs. So keep an eye on this one, George.
I certainly will. Hey, Danny, thank you.
Thank you, George.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Well, Danny, I've got to say thank you very much for the last couple of days here. It's been a proper eye-opener to have a look at your Matec plant this past 2 days. Tell me, Danny, there's a couple of things that you'd like to maybe tell anybody about why you think Matec is maybe one of the world, or why it's the world leader in some of the washing equipment back-end stuff.
George, the biggest thing is, and what I would say to anybody considering to go washing, is there's a lot of pitfalls. There's a lot of, I took a bit of time before I went out to actually sell washing. Been in the mobile game for a long time, George, as you know, selling the mobile screens and crushers. And it took a bit of time to understand where the customers were having the problems with the current wash plants that are out there, and what people are afraid of, and you go into a lot of yards and there's ponds of sludge and sludge running down roads, and you think this is messy. This is no wonder people are afraid of it, George.
Yeah.
There's a certain fear factor of going washing, and that has definitely been out there for a long time. And there's no harm and no point in saying no different, George. It is, if you don't get the back end right in washing, especially with recycled washing material, you can't do it. It's impossible. There's going to be problems. The edge that Matec have, it's a very big edge, is Matec are traditionally a filter press company.
Yes.
Their water treatment and filter presses is their main business. And I would say to anybody going washing, make sure that is spec'd correctly, done correctly, before they even consider washing whatsoever. Matec are the only company, George, that will do the back to front solution, all in one supplier, will guarantee the tonnage, guarantee the water, the silt level, the filter press production. So they're guaranteeing it front to back. Everybody else has to go out and buy the press independently, and it's complicated, it's difficult.
Yes. I think, Danny, you've kind of hit the nail on the head, the back end. And I think probably Matec started from the back end.
Coming from the back to the front, George.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah. So anyway, Danny, I'd like to say thank you once again. And if anybody out there is looking at that, I'll put the contact details for Danny at Matec down below. Why not give him a call? I don't think you have anything to lose. Thanks very much, Danny.
George, thank you very much for coming down and taking the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.